Just because your mind has forgotten does not mean the body has forgotten. And that's why a lot of this work, in the therapy world, in the healing world, a lot of it does begin with the body itself. And if you guys have read The Body Keeps Score, that's a really good book that I highly recommend. But another book I highly recommend is It Didn't Start With You. And I'm going to explain why this book specifically and why here it says how inherited trauma, family trauma shapes who we are and how to end the cycle. So, another type of energy you might be carrying within you might not even be yours. It might be passed down from generations. I mean, think about this, you guys. This idea is just insane. So if our bodies do not forget what happens to us, then it's also possible to believe that this energetic field that we carry with ourselves carries everything that we have experienced growing up. And we bring into this world the energies of our parents, the energy of our grandparents. We are all interconnected. And if in your generation there is any sort of break within the generations, if there's any, for most of us, if you're listening to this, chances are your family carries a lot of trauma with it. And I know this is a heavy topic. And again, I want to make a disclaimer that I am, if you need help, I am not a therapist. So go seek a professional. And a lot of us, a lot of our families carry trauma, and it's, no one to blame here. We are not gonna approach this work from victimhood, blaming, complaining. If that's you, this is probably not the work for you. And the work that I'm talking about occurs inside of this book. So I am reading this book in December, right before 2025. We are going to read this book and uncover what this inherited family trauma and what might be within your bloodline that you might not even be aware of. And in this book, he mentions just awareness alone is enough to heal from it. So, for a lot of us, these energies we have within us, just because we cannot see them, does not mean that they are not there. So, these energies, a lot of them might be from inherited trauma. And that is what this book covers. So I am going to be reading this book with you. I am going to be giving you my takeaways. I have already read this once, and I'm just so excited for us to go on this journey together because, oh my gosh. So in the beginning, when I opened up this video, I brought up, feeling depressed and anxious and having chronic pain, and it literally says that in the book. So let me read this to you. Let me sip some tea first. Okay. Depression, anxiety, chronic pain, phobias, obsessive thoughts. The evidence is compelling. The roots of these issues may reside in the traumas of our parents, grandparents, and even great grandparents. The latest research affirms that traumatic experience is passed on to future generations, and that this emotional inheritance, hidden in everything from our gene expression to everyday language, plays a far greater role in our health than ever previously understood. So Mark Wolynn, has done his work, okay? Building off the work of the leading experts in neuroscience and post-traumatic stress, Mark Wolynn has developed a pioneer approach to identifying and breaking these inherited family patterns. It Didn't Start With You is his accessible, pragmatic, and prescriptive guide to a method that has helped thousands of people reclaim their lives. Okay. So if you want to start this work, you want to begin this work, I have made getting started to this work super accessible for you. or a family member or a loved one that you feel might need to, begin this work. Usually, again, I know this book is called It Didn't Start With You, but for a lot of us, this work does have to start with us. This work does have to start with you. If you believe that you are what you create in your inner world, then you have to be willing to take that action and seek answers and get the guidance in order to overcome these obstacles and overcome what you might be experiencing. And if you are resonating with this message, if what I talked about, if this book, then chances are there is something within your being that is calling you to look into this work, especially if you are feeling, you on a day-to-day basis, having these, again, quote unquote, bad thoughts are normal. But if we can learn how to, sort of alchemize those, and we can do that by doing work like this, once you become aware, that in itself is the alchemizing, becoming aware and then transmuting that into what you want to experience in your external reality. And all of that, begins with you. It does not begin with a parent. It does not begin with a grandparent, a friend, a enemy. It does not begin with anyone else outside of you. It begins with you. So if you love books and you want to read, we are doing that. All of that information will be in the description. I so hope that you have an incredible holiday with your family. And that's another reason I think this is such a good time to really invest into yourself and heal those parts of you so that you no longer have to bring them into 2025. Okay, I love you guys so much, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.